Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday night segment of the Outer Realm. We're broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network, UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 and 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans. We are fully sponsored by the amazing folks over at Folgers Coffee, who have been a part of our journey since the very beginning, and that's quite some time now. So thank you. We love you, and we couldn't do it without you, nor would we want to. Also, big thank you to Justin Snicker, aka Dr. Snick, the Sonic Surgeon, for his contribution of his voice's music for our intro that you just heard. And he can be found on any of your favorite streaming platforms. He does specialize in Halloween and 'tis the season, horror, sci-fi, and electronic or dark wave electronic music. And there's all kinds of stuff coming out right now because, as I said, 'tis the season. Also, big thank you to Steve McGinnis, who's the artist behind all of our banners and logos here at the show. Check him out on Facebook and Instagram. I'm really tongue-tied tonight. Also specializes in the horror genre. I know, just trudging ahead to the end of the week. Anyway, tonight we welcome back Devara Thunderbeat. I just love her name. I love it. Devara.
I want that last name.
I know, right? Anyway, she's going to be discussing, I mean, she was on a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago, but now she's going to be discussing ancient Egypt in Sedona. And her book is called Sedona Faces in the Rocks, Ancient Egypt Found in Sedona. And there's going to be pictures. I love show and tell. I'm just saying, I really love show and tell.
Yes.
It's awesome. And we see people chiming in. Look at that. Wayne's promoting already. Excellent.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, share, name it. Name it. Janie. Hello. Z-Sun, hello.
Someone's looking for a scratch on his back.
Mara. And Chris, hello, 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 hello. And Kathy, well, hello.
Hi. I got a stupid cowlick that just keeps throwing my hair back.
I gotta love that when the hair just doesn't do what you want it to do.
No, it's tied up in a bun today because today's been it's been. Hi, Ruth.
I'm glad I am not the only one who is being a little bit tongue-tied.
It's Friday Eve. Well, yesterday, first day being back in how long, I was like, thank God it's open mic because I'm really out of it. And then I'm sitting here going, did I write a promo? Oh, no, the intro. And I'm like, nope, this is her second time. Michelle's
yeah, it's all
going through my head as I'm sitting down.
I know.
So,
she's just wonderful.
Love you, Janie.
And we have her coming back on in December, guys, and she's going to be talking about the 22 DNA activation frequency, all kinds of things.
Oh.
I know. Bum, bum, bum. Right? There's some time for Christmas. You're welcome.
It's actually a perfect time.
It is. Well, we wanted to have it really light, like more of a lighthearted month.
Well, light, and you want to help people with toxic energy during holiday season, because I actually put up a post after Thanksgiving about how this post should go viral after every family holiday. So that's perfect timing to know how to change your frequency. And
it's going to be fantastic. There's a lot of stuff out there, and I love frequencies and working with frequencies and, meditating to it or just laying there listening to it. And I'm always carrying on about it. So that'll be a good thing. But, I've seen some of the pictures that she shared, and she's going to be on any minute. We're just waiting. And I'm really, really digging it. So she's got some interesting. And Chris asked about the Grand Canyon. She does have one of them. She's going to be talking about it, and she does tours and everything in Sedona if you go.
I can't wait. This is a gift when you can sit there and listen to someone and learn something. It's a gift.
I know. I just love it.
Yeah.
When I first, started researching and came across her, I was just like, what is all this? And I mean, our last show was on angels and extraterrestrials, which
I
was,
know, I missed it.
I know, it was amazing. And then she had this, and I'm going, oh, she's a gift that keeps on giving. And
Mhm.
she's definitely 1 second here. She multi-awards winning musician and composer, author,
Mm.
speaker, 22 DNA activator, certified Reiki master, contactee, and a pioneer in sound healing.
Wow.
Named ThunderBeat was given to her by her Native American elders for her abilities to heal and awaken to the power of sound. Hello, tell me
I
what
love
this
sound.
time in December, right? She
Yeah.
is just gifted, gifted, gifted. Guys, just go on the show and read the bio because there's a lot of information there. You can go to her website and you can actually, tune in on some of this stuff. You can check out her stuff. It's amazing. So, hello, Howie.
Hi, Howie. I love that
And
tips top hat.
speak of the lovely lady. Here she is.
Yay.
Ba, 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 ba.
Hi. Oh my gosh, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm
How are
excited.
you?
Great. I'm great. Yeah.
Good.
Amelia was slacking off last time, which was why she wasn't with us. I'm just kidding.
Aw.
I
No,
was
I'm kidding.
so sad to miss you. You have no idea. And I'm so excited that we have you coming back yet again. So I get
Yes.
more of you.
Thank you. Well, she was
I'm
doing
excited.
her traveling vacation, Everybody
yeah.
needs a vacation, otherwise you're out of balance,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true. You just need that Zen time. What's that like?
I don't know.
remember the last vacation
I
I had.
was off because my daughter had a kidney transplant in January and she had a few bumps in the road. So I took some time off so that I could be closer to
Oh,
help
wow.
her heal and that,
Aw,
right? Because
good
everybody
mom.
needs their mom.
Good
Yes.
mom.
No, thank you. Even if you're 26, you still need your mom.
They
Yes.
always need their mom.
Yeah.
Forever and ever. So,
Yeah.
but welcome back.
Yes. Thank you.
This is like very exciting. Because I, unlike everybody out there who will be seeing these pictures for the first time tonight, I've already gotten to peruse through the pictures, and I'm anxious to have you walk us through them all. So you actually, I'm going to put the book up. Okay, so this is your book,
Yes.
and it can be found where?
Amazon or my website, ThunderBeat.com.
Right.
But you can go to Amazon, Sedona Faces in the Rocks. It's available there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
this is a 20-year project I put together living in Sedona, Arizona. So I have found ancient Egypt here. What can I tell you? It's amazing. I'm still amazed by it.
Right.
And I'm out in the rocks for hours in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, because the lighting changes everything. The lighting in the morning is a different world than the one in the afternoon or evening. I mean, I'm out there, let's say 3 or 4 hours in the morning, and then I, take a break and I come back out in the afternoon and go, oh my God, the same place. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's totally changed.
That's crazy, isn't it?
No, it is really
But
crazy.
Sedona is really magical, isn't it?
Extremely magical. I mean, there's energy portals everywhere, shifting all the time. People think that the vortexes are just in one spot, but they're energy, so they move, and they are circular. A lot of people go, well, what do they do? Well, basically, I call them male and female ones. The male ones actually bring you down. The female ones actually, you feel like you're being pulled down inside the rocks. So they're a portal that goes inside the rocks, and then the males, and they circle to the right, go up. You feel like you're being lifted off the ground. You actually do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's what an incredible experience to just be able to go out there whenever you want and experience this.
Yeah. It's home. I'm home.
Yes.
Yeah. It's on my bucket list because it calls me. Sedona just calls to my soul.
You gotta come. It's breathtaking, and I can take you on a tour. I do.
That would be fun.
An ancient Egypt in Sedona tour now and other faces.
Do you want me to put this up? Do you want me to put it up, or do you want to wait till the end of the show? I wasn't sure how you want to do that one.
Well, you can do both. You can do both.
Okay, we can do it twice. Why don't we
Smart
just
businesswoman.
Yeah, because
okay.
I just hang out for 10 minutes and
Okay,
go
here
have dinner or something. I don't know.
Okay, here we go. All right. I'm down. Here we go.
So it's a 2-hour tour. It's I show you 14 different gods and goddesses of Egypt. I swear to God. I know it blows people's mind. They said, "What? You found that many?" I said, "Yes. I've been studying Egypt for about 25 years. I've been to Egypt many times.
Yeah, I love it there.
Remember my past lives there.
Me too.
So
beautiful thing.
Yeah. So when the rocks kind of talked to me when I first came here, and they brought me to the Sphinx, to that picture there. I was here about 3 weeks. I moved here and was hiking everywhere. And then I was going, okay, today I want to go here to a certain place called Boynton Canyon. And all of a sudden, I swear to God, I was transported to the right instead of the left where I wanted to go. And I said, wait a minute, how did I get here? Now, seriously, it was like a white flash went over my car. I know it sounds crazy, but a white flash went over my car and transported me to the right. And it's called Long Canyon. My dog was in the back seat with me, okay? And I'm going, what is going on here? I said, no, this is not the way I want to go. So I started turning around, and Spirit comes through me and says, go this way. So I said, all right, tell me where you want me to go. So they stopped me in front of that Sphinx.
Wow. I'm going to show another picture of that. Yeah, because you do have two, just to give people a bit of an idea. It's a different angle as well. So there we go. There we go. So this is from the front, I take it, right?
No, this is a whole different one.
There's a whole other one. How many do you have?
I have like 8.
Oh my gosh.
After they showed me that first one.
Yeah.
I found them all over the place. They actually said that there was like
it was just meant to be. Yeah. It was meant to be discovered.
Totally different one. I am I'm really surprised that this has not been discovered before, but I'm a rock hound, what they call a rock hound. I had a crystal store for 9 years. I've always, I'm half Native American, where my uncle would teach me. He's a shaman. He would teach me about, when you see the faces in the rocks, those are the ancient ones and the ancient knowledge. So I would always look at rocks a totally different way.
Beautiful.
Right. So where do you want to start? I mean, you've got phenomenal pictures. So I'll start with them in order, except for this guy, because we're already talking about Sphinx, but we can revisit it. Do you want to do that? And then you can just
spontaneous combustion is great.
Okay.
You fit right in.
All right.
It's pretty much the way we run all week long.
I like it. Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna put these to fit a little bit. All right, put this over here and go in. Be patient with me, people. Take some work. No, we're good, but everybody out there, what are we looking at? Okay, here we go. Bam. Akhenaten.
Oh, yeah. That's Akhenaten, all right. The story behind that one, wow, where do I begin? He literally, I know it sounds crazy, but he literally came to me. He said he was here because I was finding he's a pharaoh. Okay.
Yes.
So I was finding the gods and the goddesses, and I'm going. And then when he came to me after I found a whole bunch of the gods and goddesses, he came to me and he goes, "I am here." And I'm like, "Akhenaten, you're a pharaoh." He goes, I go, "What are you doing here?"
Because I think they're gods when they die.
No, he goes, "I am much older than they say I am." He said, they got the timelines wrong. He said, "I am extremely ancient." And because the gods and the goddesses were a lot older and compared to the kings and the queens, of course, they came in, thousands of years before even ancient Egypt started.
So do you believe, because you are a contactee experiencer, do you believe he was extraterrestrial? Because many people believe that he was.
Yes. Yeah, he's from
Which would
Egypt.
explain the ancient part, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, we're all from the stars. I'm just going to tell you that right away. So
Yeah.
they're called the Enid, and a lot of them, as in like Isis, Thoth, Ma'at,
Yeah.
they're birds. Like they always have
Yeah.
wings, and they
Yes.
told me they're from the bird tribe, and that is Ra, the sunbird.
Right.
Ra is this bird.
Right.
Another bird, Horus, falcon bird. They're all birds. And they're all in the same area,
Right.
which just still blows me away. It's like they're
Right.
all boom, 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 all next to each other, with other ones like Sekhmet. She's the lion.
Right.
But they told me that they're really Ra, the sunbird, Ra, the Gra group,
Right.
And
Yeah,
they
you've
said,
got quite a few here that we can make our way down.
yeah.
I'll find Horus. I'll find
Sure.
Horus. This one freaks me out. I love it. This
Yeah.
one is just like so in your face. It's just like, there it is.
He's the most
There it is.
recognizable.
Really?
Oh, it's really, yeah.
For
it's
the
really
general, for
amazing.
people who don't really like me, who don't know much.
I know my
about
Egyptian very well. Yeah.
Michelle does. I don't.
Yeah.
But Horus to me is like, I used to have the Horus I always painted on my nails, kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
Protection. Yeah.
So, wow,
Beautiful.
Yeah, and you can really see his wings in the back. See, they all, those rock formation is his wings way in the back.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know. Can you see my pointer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right there.
Okay,
There
yeah,
we
these
go.
are his wings. And,
Right.
his face
Nice.
those are thousands of years old, so his face got changed a little bit. But when I saw
it's
him,
the stance, it's the stature to me, like the way, he's just so upright and rigid. And that's exactly what the mountain is. It's the same stature.
yeah.
Sorry.
And these are huge. They're huge. They're not small.
Yeah.
They're big. They're sides of the mountain. And then I'm constantly finding even more and more now. And I went out, let's say a couple months ago, to the same area here, because this is actually, he put himself like out of the realm. What I try to say is like he's away from the other ones. And I felt that he likes his privacy. I don't know, because only because when I went to Egypt, the 2 times in a row, when I went to the Efnu temple, which is the Horus temple, I heard him say each time, "Get out of my temple."
Wow.
To everybody. I mean, he likes his privacy.
Right.
So, and another thing is, you can put that back up. I should have sent you. I found his another face of him right even further, because
okay.
I don't know if I could put that up, but there is another face. There's actual statue of him and his face, and it's about 30 feet away. I never noticed it before till just a couple months ago, and I went, "Oh my God, there he is!" The sun has to hit it just right, and it was sunset. I usually go out in the morning because it's so hot here in Sedona. And then had some friends come in, so we went for a sunset hike, and that's when I found him.
Right.
And it was shining right on his face because he was facing west there.
Right.
And it's just the sunlight, the lighting is got to be just right to see certain things here,
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, it amazes me. It really makes you realize how so many of the ancients, especially in Egypt or ancient Lemuria, Atlantis, how they were travelers. Whether they physically traveled, whether they came through stargates, portals that just crisscross these power spots that we have throughout the entire world. Whatever the case may be, there's just too much that shows up all over the world. And I love that it's in Sedona, because Sedona should have them. That's all I'm saying. And it's great to see,
Sedona's like a library here. It's more than just the ancient Egyptians that I found here.
Yes.
But this is, Hathor. She's a full statue. I mean, you can't see it in this picture, but she is a full statue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That full statue is in the book. So you can see I got 3 kind of views of her.
Right.
And they're hidden in plain sight, but what's funny is they blend in with the rocks and no one can see them. It's just unless you this, I found her off trail. I go off trail a lot where there's no trails, and that's where I found her.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's like hidden in plain sight, but yet it's sometimes you notice it more at a glance, I find, because you just capture that moment in time.
Yeah.
As opposed to if you really look at it, then you start looking for other things. You almost have to just look at it, recognize it for what it is.
Yeah, I get a lot of people that say they feel Egypt here, but they don't see it.
Right.
And then they, take my tour and they go, "Oh my God, I wasn't just feeling things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just looking
I didn't expect to find it here either. And Drumvalo Melchizedek, if you're familiar with him, Flower of Life. Oh my God, he's been around for 30-something years teaching the Flower of Life.
Okay.
Well, he moved here about 22 years ago, and I showed him Osiris. Now, the Flower of Life temple is the Osiris temple in Egypt.
I just happen to have it up. There we go.
Yeah. And
Wow.
And he goes, he's been working with Osiris for 30 years and he living here for 22 years. And then I saw him one day where I could show him Osiris plain as day because he's side of the mountain. It's huge. Mm-hmm. It's so big people don't see.
Right.
And I pointed to him and he said right away, he goes, "Oh my God, that is Osiris. I've been here 22 years and never saw that until you pointed that out."
Right.
And he goes, "Oh my God." He goes, "I can't believe I never saw that before."
That's strange, eh? Yeah. Was there any color to any of these before? Do you think?
Actually, I call it my etheric.
Yes.
I did see some colors. The paint on Isis. There's an Isis temple here. I saw the thing in full color when I first moved here. I said, "That's Isis temple," and it had turquoise, red, and gold. Those were the 3 major colors. Wow. And the Native Americans are turquoise, red, and silver.
Right.
It was very interesting. And it was gorgeous. And I said, "That's Isis temple." And I didn't know anybody here. And then a few weeks later, I was asking directions from this one lady. And she goes, "Oh, that's up by Isis temple." I'm like, "I'm not the only one that sees this. Okay, this is good."
Yeah. Right. Well, that helps, doesn't it? Yeah. A little bit of validation.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow. Okay, good. But that was before I even started seeing the other gods and goddesses here. That was, I think, the first thing I saw was the Isis temple.
And that would make sense, though. That's where you would start with the gods and goddesses. And this is the one that blows me away, seriously, which is Thoth.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much a dead ringer.
I can't make that up. He's an ibis bird.
Yes.
And his history is he's from Atlantis.
Yes.
Not from ancient Egypt. He's from Atlantis, and he was the one that helped the ancient Egyptians go to the pyramids.
Yes.
The Giza pyramids, which were built by the Atlanteans, not the Egyptians. The pyramids, and he brought them there during the flood of Atlantis because it was a safe zone. In Giza, Egypt. So yeah. Right. So he was a scribe and he was the god of wisdom. And if you look right here, he's got a like a scroll right here, right in front of him, like to write his writings. He's right in front of him.
Right there.
Right here. Can you see my arrow? I don't know if you can.
No, I can't.
Oh,
no, I can't. Yeah. Can you see mine?
I can see yours. It's below. Keep going down.
Okay.
Where are you? Where'd you go?
I'm here. I'm over here.
Here's your little thing.
Flying blind.
Oh, it's okay. I wish you could see mine, but
you could share this from your end, just so you know. You can share all the pictures you want by clicking the present button at the very bottom.
The present button.
If you have your picture
at the bottom.
I'm going to stop. Okay. So go to present where it says present. Click share screen.
Okay.
Okay. Click on that. You go up top. Do you have it on a desktop or is it in another window or if you just click on window, unless you have it in another tab, you have to have it up on the screen though. If you have it up on the screen, it will go to wherever you direct it to. So I have it on my desktop. So I go to window and I click on the picture.
Okay. No, I don't have it on my desktop, but I have
if it's open in another
folder.
In a folder. Okay. So you have to bring up your folder and you can do the whole screen if you want to, but you either want the tab or you want to bring up your folder and click on that folder and you can open it. So you would be in a window because it would be up on, it would be up in a separate window on like next to this.
Well, let's do that and I can share in a second because I want to would like to talk about like the other pictures. I think I sent them to you already, where they found hieroglyphs in Lake Powell.
Yep, I have all that.
Which is 3 hours north.
Do you want me to put it up? Okay, 1 minute. You keep talking and I'll get it up. This just sounds wrong.
She has her mic on mute.
You're muted. There we go.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up now. Share screen. Bam. And share. Okay.
Okay, yeah, this is up in Lake Powell. This is a Hopi Indian showing the ancient Egyptians hieroglyphs.
There we go.
Like I said, so the point is this is 3 hours north of Sedona, Arizona. And now when they found the ancient Egyptian relics, I think I have a picture of that, in the Grand Canyon, which is 2 hours north.
Okay. Yeah. Can I show that one now?
Yeah, not show that one. Yeah.
Okay. Because that thing is crazy. They're trying to say that the Grand Canyon is basically made up, doesn't exist, but yet you can't access it. They will not let you near it. So it's one of those things that they're trying to put off as conspiracy, yet bam, here we go.
Now they found all kinds of relics there, Egyptian, and this is one of the pictures that is was actually in a writing of 1909, writing about them finding Egypt in the Grand Canyon. Now the right one, the right one is from Egypt.
Giza, yeah.
Yeah, that's inside the Great Pyramid, and this is
the Grand Hall. Yeah.
Yes, and then the one on the left is the from Grand Canyon. It's like, look at that. It's like
wow, wow,
it's huge. They have found. Oh, by the way, the Northern Rim, and they used to have maps, which I have a map. I'm not sure if I sent that one to you.
I don't have a map.
No, I didn't send you the map. Okay, but the Northern Rim, they have mountains that they call Isis Temple, Osiris Temple, Seth Temple, Buddha Temple, Cheops Temple. Why did they name all these pyramid-looking rock formations on the northern rim of the Grand Canyon these names? And that is the area where you're not allowed to hike and go at all. No.
Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, funny, huh?
Yeah, it's very beautiful. I can't believe the similar, like how close.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Let me put up the wall in Mexico as well. I mean, this is what I find interesting, and they do this with extraterrestrial stuff as well. Is the petroglyphs, and where I think that when you mentioned the Hopi, where I think people don't realize is ancient people were orators and they kept their oral history, and they have petroglyphs within their canyons and within their areas. And this is all over the world. The ancient people know where all of this is. And when you look at things like this, it's amazing to me that academia and the powers that be and all of these museums, they're just like, oh no, this doesn't exist. Yes, it exists.
Yeah, the Hopi are 2 hours north of here in
Right.
Sedona.
Right.
And another correlation, to keep this one up, but another correlation I have put together is in Egypt, they called the Egyptians the Crimson race. And in here, the Native Americans are called the Red race.
Funny that.
Wait a minute. Now. Red and crimson are the same exact color.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So here we go.
Wow.
So this was found in Mexico.
Yeah.
If you really look closely, there's an ankh.
There's the ankh and the headpiece right here.
Yeah, of a headpiece with the snake looking thing.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
And they're saying that this is 11 to 20,000 years old. They found it in a cave in Mexico. It's about 500 to 600 miles from here.
Pyramids.
South of here. Pyramids.
Yeah.
Kind of looking stuff.
Interesting little saucer type thing. Just saying. Just saying. Could be right there.
There's more than one.
So they've found hundreds of relics there that have UFO kind of sketchings or carvings on them.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the one that I found that had Egyptian things on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it is definitely fascinating. Again, you're showing stuff here from different parts of the area, like Mexico, obviously, the United States. That's, to me, is just
and I was just in I went to a pyramid conference just like last month. It called in Chicago, and I did my presentation for the ancient Egypt found in Sedona, and there was
wow,
that's another relic they found in the caves in Mexico, and that's Anubis on there. That's the dog-headed god, called Anubis.
Yes, that's right.
Right on there, and see how big that is. It's huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Look at the scale, just on
to the hand.
On the hand. Yeah. Wow.
That's got to be at least a foot.
Yeah.
So how do you explain that?
So what's really interesting is so when I talked to Sam, he was there at the pyramid conference, and he found the Pyramid of the Sun in Bosnia. And he just was, when I showed him my book, he was just flabbergasted. He was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then these people that live in Chicago said, oh yeah, we found ancient Egyptian relics here too. I'm like, what? I said, wait a minute. They said, yeah, about 30, 40 miles from where we are right now, they have found on the river or the lake, they have found ancient Egyptian relics, but they haven't, they showed them, but they hide them now.
Right.
They're hiding all our evidence, our ancient history.
Right.
They hide a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff hidden.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff hidden. It's just we don't know enough about. We say this all the time: the forests, the waters. We don't know enough, let alone in the middle of Grand Canyon where you're not even allowed to walk.
That's right. You want to get this one? So that way we'll just keep up and stay ahead of the game.
Hi, Kat. Kat asks, does Devera think that Dogman and Anubis are the same species, or does she have an opinion?
Dogman?
Yeah.
Dogman. Being, I guess, wolves that walk upright. Werewolves type beings. So the United States have many. They call them, dogman or like a werewolf type. They're massive beasts, and they're obviously vicious. I don't know if you ever heard of the Beasts of Bray Road. I mean, they have, wolf people is what they're called here in Canada.
I'm not familiar with them, but I know.
Oh, you would love that. You need to research that.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Wolf, and they call them wolfmen?
Well, yeah, they're called dogmen in the States. I know up in Canada, our Indigenous people will call them wolves that walk upright, or wolf people. They're more respectful in how they They address them.
Why are they mean? Why do they say they're mean? Are they because people are in fear of them?
Well, I think that they're just. I say that they're like interdimensional or extra, outer dimensional. They're. I believe they're just another race of beings that share space, much like Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, yeah, Bigfoot is peaceful. All the Bigfoots are, very high vibe, very loving, and they can go into different dimensions. I know about Bigfoot, and they're called scary because people are in fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why I was wondering, because they're not violent, they will protect themselves, but they will not be violent. If anything, you always hear them disappearing.
Exactly.
Well, we've never heard a story that was pleasant about sightings with dogmen or wolf people here. So we don't really know what they're like because we've never really.
Well, I mean, people call them different things, like Howie says, shapeshifters, Wendigo. I mean, I don't.
But Wendigo, I think Wendigo gets a bad rap too, though.
Oh,
I mean, all three of them do.
That's a really big native Canadian culture. Like it's really big up in Canada. That was folklore that they would go into villages and literally just wreak havoc. Like shaman were always just trying to.
That doesn't sound like Anubis. Anubis was peaceful and he was a protector.
Yes,
he protected Osiris to go into the underworld from the demons. So he's a protector dog. It's a dog protector.
Yes. Not like what you see in the movies.
No, they all made up. A lot of that's.
But I can see where that question was really, really good. I could see where it came from because I would be thinking the same thing.
Yeah, Kathy says skinwalkers. That's a different thing also.
That's a whole different thing.
Yes. Yeah. So that's fascinating. I know it just keeps going and going. I'm just digging another picture up here. Don't mind me.
No,
I love this one. Hold on. Just getting there. I'm getting there. Feel free to just take this wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
Devera, I am just putting them up. So there we go. There. King and Queen.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I found Anubis. I'm sorry. I found Thoth in two different places.
Okay.
And after the second time I found him, I heard him. He's one of my guides anyway. Been working with him for decades. That he said, now find the kings and the queens. After the second time I found him in the rocks. And I'm like, what? Kings and queens?
Wow.
I found 3 sets of kings and queens soon as he made me aware of them. And here's one of them.
Wow.
That's epic.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's epic.
If you look on the right, the females on the right, and they always say whoever's on the right is in charge. And she has her mouth open. And she, right in front of these are huge. These are huge statues. But right in front of them is an amphitheater in the rocks. It's
wow.
a semicircle where people can sit or walk up. And so there's no coincidence there of this being where it is. And then there's all kinds of other faces all around in that area. It's just amazing. And it's too bad I didn't show you. There's a pyramid, a little tiny pyramid down below where she's sitting. Now she has the staff in her hand. See, she's and what I'm trying to say is that there's a little pyramid down below. And I just asked what that was, and they said that's where we keep our hall of records of our knowledge of our ancient history.
Wow.
And as soon as they told me that, I see these little tiny pyramids everywhere, and they're all next to statues. And another thing I put together is, okay, kings and queens. Okay, this is the Atlanteans, where when the females ruled 13,000 years ago, the females ruled. Okay, she's on the right, she's in charge, and he looks so nice and peaceful. The king, and they were not in war. They were a peaceful race, and there was 12 sets of kings and queens. They're saying 12 kings in the Atlantean ancient history books, and I have found at least 9 or 10.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You're definitely meant to see all of this and share. This is definitely.
Yeah, I am so excited about sharing it, and it's like I said, it's still blowing me away. And I've been working on it for 20 years, and
I'm never one at a loss for words. I talk a lot, and I am just at a loss for words. I'm just so overwhelmed and honored to be a part of this and this discussion and being able to speak to you. It's so beautiful.
Raw.
Do you want to get this, Amelia?
Pardon? Yes.
Anubis or Ra.
Enoch. Enoch could be connected to Anubis or Ra.
Sorry.
That's a very good question. I don't know the answer to that. If Enoch,
do you he's asking if you feel anything about it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's believed to be the archangel Metatron, the keeper of records, right? And yes,
Metatron has come to me.
Yes, and basically left out of the New Testament, but he walked among the angels, which of course I feel were extraterrestrials. Just because some of the things that he said, the environment that he described sounded a lot like he was on a ship. It sounded a lot like he was amongst the gods, and they showed him, the future in the palm of their hand, which to me seems a lot like a cell phone. Like, look, a tablet,
Right.
So I don't know. I think that would be.
Question. I'm tuning in here, and I don't think he's Ra. No, I'm not getting that he's Ra, but he was from the ancient times. Definitely from the ancient times.
First ascendant, exactly.
Yeah, he's Metatron. Metatron is a whole different being. He is very intelligent and sophisticated. And actually, it was funny. I'll tell you a funny story. I was reading the Keys of Enoch from J.J. Hertalk, and one morning Metatron woke me up, started vibrating my head, and said, "Your number is 202-2030." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then a few days later, I go back to read the Keys of Enoch, and those numbers were in there. And I looked up those numbers, and they were all about the 22 DNA, RNA, golden light codes. And that's the work I do now.
Right. That's what we're tackling in December. I cannot.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot wait. I know.
2 months away.
I know.
I have a million questions
One
now.
topic at a time.
Oh.
Keep up.
I know Enoch and Metatron, his energy is totally different. I have connected with Ra, Anubis, Thoth. I know their energies.
Yes.
You're going to get a million chat messages from me on Messenger now.
Okay. But I think it's a frequency thing, because you are able to resonate and project all of that. It's all about frequency and vibration, is it not?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm definitely, because I'm a sound healer for most of my life. Well, anyway. Yeah. So I can tune into the frequencies. Metatron he's very powerful. He doesn't have, I shouldn't say he doesn't have patience, but I just love him because he's real direct. His sentences are three words. Okay.
I think it's funny how the show Supernatural caught the essence of him in the character on the show, because he's exactly like that.
Really?
I never direct and and it's so funny how you said that, and he's exactly like that on the show.
Really? What show?
They got a lot of things right on Supernatural.
It's called Supernatural. It went like 11 or 12 seasons.
I think it went past that. But
it's all about high strangeness and two brothers that go around just kicking everybody's.
Two really good-looking brothers, by the way.
I don't watch very much TV, actually.
I'm saying
no. This is an older show. It's been over for a few years, but this show was so good that when the network dropped it after the first season,
15 seasons.
And after the network dropped after the first season, the fans wrote in. So many fans petitioned that they brought the show back, and it went 15 seasons.
And it stopped because they quit.
It stopped because they wanted to leave it at a certain area, and it twisted a little too far for my personal liking, but I can tell you the first 4 seasons are worth watching.
Okay.
It's unbelievable how much stuff they got right.
That's great proof because Metatron is very direct and he doesn't mess around. Let's put it that way.
Right. No,
Yeah,
exactly.
he comes in, I think, after that season, but the first 4 seasons, anyone who wants to watch something that's entertaining and not too heavy and learn from it, it's a lot of it is real. Like, it's just unbelievable.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Kat's asking, have you found anything related to Bassett? Because she's been asking that one for a while.
Bassett, the cat.
I think the Bassett cat. I found what a Sekhmet. You want to put Sekhmet up?
Okay, 1 second. Let me go in and find that one. Hold on. I don't think you sent it. I've got Vexus, Toth, Osiris, Hathor, Akhenaten, Ganesh.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find. Oh, I know I have hundreds and hundreds of pictures here.
Okay, don't have that one. Ra was going to be next.
Okay, let me see if I can find Sekhmet. Aha. All right. So what I'm going to do is you have Ra next. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Yeah, that one was next. Well, I could bring any number of them up. I've got your whole file in front of me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, there were so many I wasn't sure what to send.
It's like show and tell. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can get this one up for you guys because she asked about the cat.
Yeah.
And let's see if I can know how to do this.
Yeah, click on present. Right next to the bottom there, settings, and you should see a button that says present. Click on that and go to share screen, which is one level up. When you go to share screen, you'll see it says Chrome tab, window, forget entire screen because you'll catch us all. So if you click on window, whatever it is you have open next to, like whatever's up on your screen, if it's another browser, if it's opened in your tabs on Chrome tab here, that's what you would go to and work your way down. So where do you have it?
I guess it's on my Windows.
Okay, so click window.
Desktop.
Click window, and then it'll bring up everything that you have open.
Okay.
So then click on whatever it is you have open. There you are. So give me 1 second, and I will. There's nothing in it though.
Yeah, so nothing's coming up. So, but I do.
This is all I got.
Yeah. Oh darn!
It's our favorite color. It's our favorite color.
Yeah,
but it's not going to work for tonight.
You could always email it, and I'll grab it if you want to do it that way. But hold on, just kick that one up. Okay.
Took herself out.
Come back. Come back. I know. It is so interesting. I love it. She should just pop herself right back in here. I know technology can be great and it could just be like downfall.
Yeah.
But tell me these things aren't like amazing.
Epic.
Oh, all right.
That's why I was so quiet.
Where'd you go?
I was going to email you and I guess they lost it.
It's okay.
Yeah, you can email it. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I catch it. It all comes up right here on the screen. So, okay. So why don't we just go with raw? But you have found a Bastet, basically. You have found them.
Well, yeah. It was definitely Sekhmet. She, because I have the picture of her from the statues in Egypt, and then her with the statue there, and it's like the same headdress, same everything. Because there's other lions and there's other cats, so they're all different. They are, have their own entity or whatever their own.
That's monumental, though. Like I am going to put up raw while we're here, just because I want again to just really focus on the fact that these aren't just little statues. This is like how much time would it take to do all these carvings? Because there's so many. How long does the culture have to be in an area, do you think, to do this?
Yeah, they're huge. They are huge. They had to be giants. And actually I've had 2 archaeologists that came out with me on my tour so I can get testimonies from them. And they were just totally blown away. They were like, oh my God, this is definitely Egypt. And were totally into, the Egyptology kind of side of the archaeology. And they all both, check this out, they both said, I'm going to give you a great review, I'm going to write up and blah, blah, blah. They both get home. Now, this is two different ones for 6 months apart. One's in Phoenix and one's in Florida. And they both said, nope, I can't do it. Might ruin my career.
Right.
And I'm
Wow.
like, what?
Wow.
And it
Oh,
was,
wow.
but they did say that they saw cut lines. They said they can tell there were cut lines. And they said that there was some that are fossils. They did mention that some are actual fossils in my book, but the bigger statues are cut lines. Like if you go back to Osiris, I'm going to go back to Osiris.
Okay. 1 minute. Let me stop this one.
Yeah.
Grab this one. Let me go back
I'm going
to
to show you
Osiris.
cut lines.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just get him
Make
this a bit smaller here. Okay, 1 second. Here we go.
There's no rush.
Meanwhile, people are like, come on. Come on.
I'm just mesmerized.
Okay, and bam. All right.
Okay, so look at the cut lines now. Look at his neck. Neck is cut. There's all kinds of cut. If you really look close, all these lines are going up and down. They told me, both of them said, those are not natural. Those are
those are sharp. Those are sharp.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because anything that's natural would be eroded from the weather, and rock and water over time becomes very smooth and rounded.
Well, we see it with the Sphinx right now.
That.
Even the Sphinx in Egypt suffers the same fate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's another thing. Leave that picture up, because there was a flood here, and the rocks here in Sedona are iron ore based. So when you see the red part of it, and then there's white on top where Osiris is. Well, the red was underwater.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what turned the rocks red. But there is a lot of, ones that are extremely high that are still white. And they say that thousands of years from now, the red rocks will turn white again. So
wow.
I wonder if there's anything like this in Montana, because most of it was underwater.
I don't know. I met a lady, I think she was from Montana, Judy. She had found some ancient, huge monuments.
Yeah.
Let's see if I have her.
Because a big part of that state was underwater, and they have a lot of dinosaur bones and things like that.
Yeah, she found some really incredible stuff. I met her at the Pyramid Conference, and she was talking about these huge monuments that they found, but it's not Egypt. It's they're not sure what it is. But
okay. There has to be something, just because, like I said, underwater, it's just cool.
It's interesting.
Look. Here is what she has. This is Montana.
Go up just a bit. Too far. You're too close.
Wow,
there
right
we go.
there. Wow.
There we go.
See,
wow.
Megalith.
Look at that line.
A megalith. That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Look at that line.
Wow.
Look at that. And then see her?
Yes.
That's how big these are.
Wow.
Yeah, cool.
It's almost as big as a sequoia tree.
Right.
Yeah.
So she was talking about things like that, and I never knew about it. And that's Montana. So
a lot of Montana was underwater. So that's why I'm curious. When you mentioned Red Rock was underwater, it just hit me like how mountainous it is and flat in between where it was underwater. I wonder if they would have.
Imagine everywhere. Which Cat says, are they in any other countries other than U.S. and Mexico?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the whole,
I mean, there's all kinds of monuments in Scotland.
Yeah, the whole world is.
My friend just mentioned Scotland, that he found the ancient Egyptian stuff there.
Yeah.
And he's an Egypt tour guide in Egypt.
Right.
Like, whoa.
No, but that's exactly it. The whole world, it's all out there. Don't think that they were just limited to one little area. The whole world consisted of one little space. I believe they were showing that people were traveling here, pre-ice age, because if you look into Lake Michigan, they actually have a Stonehenge circle in Lake Michigan. It was their pre-ice age with carvings of a megalodon, or not megalodon, of or mammoth, of a mammoth.
Wow.
Carved right into the rock. And that was just, pre-Ice Age. But now you can go dive it and you see it. So, come on, man. They were getting around even then.
So what was interesting, see, I need to talk to a geologist, because I'm still getting more information. I'm spiritually guided, but I don't know all this scientifical, technical stuff.
Yeah.
Which this lady Judy told me, which was very interesting. She looked at my book and she was stunned, and she said, some of these are fossils. These are they look like some are carvings, but the ones, this is how she mentioned it. She goes, the faces you have in your book, the people that do sculptures don't put teeth in there, and there's teeth in some of them. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't think about that,
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She goes, those are fossils.
Wow.
Of people. I have faces of people in there, like at least, I don't even know how many, 25, 30 faces of people in there. And they're not Egyptian looking. I have one that looks like a Native American. I have ones that they look very different. Not sure what culture they would be.
Right.
And they do have little teeth sticking out. And I'm like, oh, interesting. So I'm finding out more and more. Like I said, the archaeologist didn't want to help me out. So I'm still looking for someone that's brave. That's brave like a geologist, that would know.
I think when you're dealing with modern academia, they don't want to involve themselves in like that. It goes against the grain. It goes against everything they were taught. You try putting anything that's out of the norm, it's like, well, it falls on the reputation thing. We have a guest that comes on pretty regularly, Mark Ollie, who is an archaeologist in England, and he's also an experiencer. And he said, I have higher ups, my bosses that come to me and say, okay, I can't say anything because, you can't go against the grain, the good old boys club or girls club or whatever the case may be. But this going back a few years ago, he goes, but yes, we have found A, B, C, and D, but we can't really talk about it. It's in the museum, basement level. We'll never see the light of day. So why do you
That's
think
not fair.
they do that?
No. I mean, if if they're not in fear, they could turn it around and become extremely famous. How's that?
They don't want to rewrite history books. It costs too much money.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think that's a big part of it. They don't want to reteach it. They'd have to change curriculums. This is a big deal. And the fact that, it's like the ET thing. You don't want to give people too much power and think that they don't need a government. That's a whole other show.
Yeah. And we already did it with Devera.
Yeah. That's a whole other show. So that's why you never hear about it.
It's like, God, yeah, I know. I think it's really, when you think back, ancient civilizations go back hundreds of millions of years. They have found mines that are billions of years old where they mined uranium, made uranium right there. There's fossilized wheels that they're so old that you can see right in the ceiling of one of these things. It's like it's there. It's just like they have entire tunnel and pipe systems going through the mountains. It's like, hello, it's there.
Yeah. Well, there's a cure for cancer too, but nobody's going to talk about that.
Yeah, point made.
Kathy said the Smithsonian hides a lot. Yes, we say that almost every show.
Right.
They hide a lot.
Yeah, that's why they make up the. I think that's a made up thing. Oh, we have to rewrite the books. Are you kidding? They've been rewriting the books every day. I think it's just a lie to keep us to dumb down and not to know who we truly are, our true hidden.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
Because it wouldn't work well. There wouldn't be, there wouldn't be tiers. There wouldn't be levels. It would be all one.
Well, I've heard they found the giants and they threw them over into the Pacific Ocean.
That's right. That's right. 100%. Why do that?
I find that amazing because I often ask, why do certain divers go missing?
Oh, that's scary.
They find stuff. We know that giants existed. Native American history, just this side of the world, documents a lot of that stuff. There are ancient mounds that you're not allowed to touch. They're sacred, on these lands and these reservations. And we had a friend who just joined us in chat yesterday on the Mohican Reservation, and the stuff that he finds, and he's come on, he's talked about it, the different things that are on the land. And he goes, it took me a while even to convince our elders that this is a good thing. We need to talk about this, but there's just, but they don't trust. He goes like, they don't trust
blame them.
No, because history is hidden. And
they've been hurt and cheated a lot.
That's right. But he's just like, he goes, we have proof of Knights Templar residing on this property that were cared for by our ancestors.
Wow.
And they existed together. There's proof of all of this.
Where's that located?
In Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin.
Yeah. And, and he goes, it took me a while. And now the elders are like, okay, we're on board. There has to be a certain protocol. But isn't it sad that people are so leery about bringing that lost history to the forefront because of all of this academic stuff?
Yeah.
We've had him on the show. Tell everybody, got 3 million people listening. Tell the world. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But you have to. And here, a good point. Like Kathy said, the Book of Enoch.
The Book of Enoch mentioned the giants. Yeah. Yeah, they said the mounds, like Ohio, in Ohio or all across the Midwest, like the area you're talking about, they're all really burial chambers for giants.
Mm-hmm.
And the Paiute talk about the giants, and they're what is that, Nevada, northern Nevada area, and they talk about the ancient cities of light, the Pyramid Lake area. They said that was an ancient city of light that was destroyed by the ones that came from above, they say.
Yes.
It makes sense. It's so heavily forested there too. It's so thick. You could hide a lot with a forest.
Yeah.
But the forest overgrows and it takes it back. It hides those secrets. And, maybe some of those secrets need to be kept that way because mankind has a way of destroying it. Like the giants, like the bones, a museum. Academia says, no, world doesn't need to know this.
Yeah. Well, they say they destroy a lot of the stuff, but I think they just put it somewhere and they hide it. I really do.
Absolutely.
Like the Alexandria Library, the Vatican has it.
It does.
Has that.
The Vatican has a large amount of it. A lot of it was burned to the ground. Whatever they didn't take, they destroyed.
Right.
And that's like one of the wonders of the world, 7 wonders of the world. Like, what are you doing? And a lot of history went with it.
That's why the Vatican's locked in.
Yeah.
And has their own police.
I don't even want to give them any credits for anything. So
that city closes at 10 o'clock.
I know.
Figure that one out. The gates close at 10 o'clock.
But I like
to are the size of giants.
Yeah.
Was there other questions before we move forward here?
Before we move forward, no. With people just commenting and going along with the conversation. I was going to put up Ganesh because that takes you outside of Egypt a little bit, and holy cow,
it's still here.
There we are.
Like I said, this is like a library here.
Yes.
And all the ancient Egyptian figures I found are pretty much in the same exact area. Now, this is probably about 15, 20 minutes away, still in Sedona. But these are 2 different figures, actually 3 different figures. But there's baby Ganesh on the left, and then grown-up Ganesh, I call it, on the right.
Yes.
And they're like right across from each other.
Right.
And this other elephant I found
right here.
Yeah, it looks like it's melted.
Yeah,
that doesn't look like it's carved. To me, it looks like it's been melted, like formed in somehow.
Yeah, it's
But
fascinating to
yeah,
me.
the more you look, and now you got to think these are thousands of years old. They told me probably like 12, 13,000 years old.
So pre-Ice Age again.
Yeah. So this was during the Atlantean times,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because what was Noah's flood was supposed to be 6,000 years ago, BC, I think, 5 or 6,000 BC.
Mm.
And then before that was another flood, 12 to 13,000 years ago, between like 12,500, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the exact time, but there's like 12,500, 600 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And now this other elephant I found way off the beaten path.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, I'm in the woods, hiking, and I'm just taking pictures of everything. And I get home and I look and I'm like, where? Oh my God, I didn't see that when I took the picture.
It's an elephant. Yeah.
That is an elephant.
Right.
Who
Right.
knows? It could be a fossil. I don't
That
know.
one's in your face.
Oh yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Dolly says every 6,000 years. That's what I thought as well.
Yes, we flood every 6,000 years. Okay, that makes sense because that's what the timeline of those floods are.
Mm-hmm. But here you have a whole other culture.
What's that?
You have, a whole other
Cultures.
a whole other culture,
Yeah.
which is, again, it's fascinating. So you're finding discoveries pretty regularly then. Do you think you pretty much mapped this out, or do you think have you been finding more? Do you think there's a lot more to find?
Oh yeah. There's a lot more. There's whole areas that you can't even get to.
Right.
I've taken helicopter tours and they're called the ancient ruin tours, where it's almost impossible to hike to. But mountain after mountain you have to go to. There's no trails or anything or any way to hike there. There's so many other worlds out there, and I've seen other sphinxes out there. And,
Right.
and when you're on a helicopter, it's impossible to do any filming. I mean, you can do a video, but if you want to do snapshots, it goes so fast you miss it.
Mm-hmm.
So to have to do a video and then take a screenshot of that, other stuff. But yeah, it's on and on and on. I mean, the book is. I don't even know how many figures are in there. There's hundreds of figures of faces in my book.
Mm-hmm.
And I have found dragons. I have found bird sculptures.
Mm-hmm.
I have found so many different kinds of faces and it keeps going on and on and on. It's just, it doesn't stop.
And different cultures is what I find extremely interesting because, I mean, it just shows you we're not, the ancient people, our ancestors were not limited in their travel like academia tells us they were.
Well, that's controlling.
For sure.
That's why.
Don't even get me started on the whole Columbus thing and that crap. I mean, they're already showing even the Knights Templar made it, and there's evidence in being there in the 1200s.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 200 years before Columbus, and the Vikings were there around 850. So that goes back another 400
let's
years.
Ask the Vikings within the Nordics.
Well,
what they
that's
think.
just in within the last couple thousand years.
I bet their history books. I bet their history books are different than ours in school.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
I didn't give you. I'm seeing what else do we have that I give you?
Ancient Discovery in Sedona, which is a picture of again. It's we've already seen him this way.
What else do we have left? Nothing.
No.
I'm going to give you more.
The drive tour. Yeah, send them over. You can email them and I'll pop them up.
Yes, I'm going to email right now.
Okay, waiting on it.
Okay, give me a second.
Oh yeah, take your time.
See.
Oh boy.
All right. Yeah, because it didn't seem like the other worked. Okay, let's see. Give me a. All right. Okay, here is.
Okay, got.
Uh-oh. What are they doing? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm just looking at like Etsy sent me 70% off coupon. I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
Can you share that one?
I know, right? It's like, woohoo. See, I get excited over all kinds of things. So, okay. Well, while you're searching, then,
Okay, I'm going to attach this whole file here.
okay.
I think that might be easier than doing one at a time.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, she's totally like me with tech.
While we're waiting.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would only show the ones that you want shown. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put up a bunch of other ones by any means. What's interesting to me is that there's so many different theories when it comes to all of these ancient places. And let's face it, we've got continents that we know have disappeared, and we know where those continents were. And, where ancient Lemuria, there are traces of that going down all the way into South America.
Yeah.
And there's traces as far up as close to Michigan that show the Aztecs and the Incas made it up that far. So, but again, we're dating them back to probably 500, 600, 700 years. So I don't know how many of these people came from ancient Lemuria, do you think?
A lot. I really do. Ancient Lemuria, ancient Atlantis. All right, let's see here.
Yeah, Chris, while you're talking, Chris, that's going to be the December show. So put your list of questions on frequency together for then. Yes, because that's going to be a really great show.
I feel the same way as Chris.
I know.
I wanted to jump on that.
Lots to talk about, but you'll be thankful, and you will all thank me in December.
Yes, Chris. I'll be waiting with you for that question, that answer, because I have that question in my head too.
Devera and her frequency work will be our gift to you all in December.
Happy holidays.
There we go.
Here's a few more. I just sent a few more.
Okay.
What do you call it? Yeah, December. But we're gonna do something. We're gonna do some sound healing activation.
I'm happy.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know I'm the #1 sound healer at Hemisync Mother Institute for 12 years.
That's why I feel so comfortable with you. Absolutely. Sound healing is #1 for me. I love it.
I know.
Absolutely love it.
I'm on so many different projects, I just whatever comes, spirit guides me to, I guess you could say,
But that's what it's all about. Everything is made up of sound, frequencies, vibrations. And, I've used it with people that I've helped for years. I'm just like, go listen to this frequency. Binaural beats. Just
you do that with
absorb
me.
It, take it in. I've done it with her.
Binaural.
Listen to this, and this.
Yeah, binaural was all I knew before. But sound, even the sound baths. Sound baths, like in drumming is like none other for me. Yeah, I love it.
I've been a drummer all my life and a musician all my life, and I got downloaded. That's another story. We're going to talk about that in December. How it all came to me. By the way, I was in the Great Pyramid when it all came to me, downloaded to me. So
keep going. You're teasing big time here.
Okay, hold on. Just keep talking, and I'm still, things are downloading. So I am
big pictures there.
Doing that one. I'm doing this one here. Okay, I'm going to go to the next one. All righty, got that one.
Well, I got a ton of pictures. I mean.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just getting ahead of the game because they're trying to download. I'm trying to save them all at the same time.
Right. You know what relaxes me as well is when I'm watching the indigenous dances.
Here is one I didn't show you. See if I can show you. Can you see this king and the queen? I don't know if it's probably a little shiny.
It's a little glare,
bit, but we see it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's another set of kings and queens. They're all over the place. Like I said, hidden in plain sight.
Okay, 1 sec.
Yeah, so whoever comes to Sedona, take my tour. It's so much fun. I love getting out there on the land and showing all these faces.
Okay,
That's
here we go.
one heck of a grounding.
Okay, so can I just show these as we go, and then you'll talk about them, or do you want to put them in order?
No, there's no order. Just put them out, and I'll explain each one.
Okay. Okay. I love this one.
There's a story behind every single one of them. So
okay, here we go. There, that's beautiful.
Okay,
I might have to shrink him a bit.
No, it's perfect. I think
it's beautiful.
Okay. Oh, okay, good. Okay.
That's a Native American. I call him Sleeping Indian.
Okay, he's beautiful.
Yeah, and he was huge. And I found him.
this,
I was
eh?
backed up in traffic, a place you cannot pull over.
Wow.
I always had my 35mm camera with me everywhere I go. I was in the passenger seat, thank God. And I went, oh my God, look at this, an Indian right there. Now I showed this to the lady that's like a geologist, she's almost like a geologist. And she said, she goes, that's a fossil. That is not a carving. Look, there's teeth. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. My God. Yeah. And this thing is huge. Now, compared to my face, it's probably 3 times larger than my face. Okay. So it had to be giants.
Yeah. Holy
Even the Native
crap.
American.
That's amazing. Seriously, a fossil. That is.
And she was saying, yeah, but if you look, you can see the teeth. You know, they go, people would do sculptures, do not put in teeth.
They do not. You're 100% right on that.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So, and his eyes are closed. And there's now after she made me aware of this, I looked at my book. I have about a half a dozen faces that are totally different kinds of faces. I'm not sure what culture they are, but they all have their eyes closed and they have the teeth. So they
obviously like pores
passed away.
They look like pores. Seriously. Like all in here. Like, I don't know, call me crazy, but this is I'm thinking my favorite.
Yeah, that's Native American. That's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
That's something you would want to blow up and put on a wall. I'm not kidding. He's beautiful.
He's just exquisite. I cannot get over it. It's just one of those that you can keep looking at it, and it's so easy to connect to this image because it's peaceful. He looks so peaceful.
Yeah, I've actually blew him up and put him on the metal. The metal, I'm not sure what they call it. That design, the metal, and it's pretty large, and it's
wow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
He's exquisite.
Feel his energy and everything. You know, it's more than, like you said, a sculpture. You know.
Yes, but to think that this, I mean, a geologist would know.
Yeah.
And,
I'm trying to find one out that's brave.
Yeah.
And come on out. I'm going to do a documentary. That's my next step with this is putting the but I have to find the right people. So
I might know people. I know people. I've worked in film for 20 years. I know a lot of producers. I might know somebody who could take this on. Seriously.
Okay.
I could talk to you about. I can talk to you about this. This is afterwards.
It's definitely needed to get out there to the world. The nice, beautiful documentary. And with the geologist that knows, I called even Robert Schoch, and he goes, yes. And I sent him my books, and you know who Robert Schoch is. He talked about the Sphinx it was underwater in Egypt.
Yes.
And he goes, I am booked up for 3 years. He said.
Believe it. I believe it. He's pretty sought after, though. I mean, he's the kind of like the go-to person, and he's not afraid to just come out and say exactly how it is. He took a lot of flack for talking about this.
Oh yeah. We all do,
Yeah. Yeah. But this is your flagship guy right here. I truly think this is your flagship guy.
He makes me want to drop flowers there and
I know.
Thank him.
But it would be really interesting to see what they say about this guy. This is just
Like I said, this is, you can't even pull over to this area. We were backed up in traffic, stopped.
Wow.
And he was on the side of the wall of the mountain.
You were meant to see him.
Yeah.
You were meant to see him. I think you were meant to stay there long enough
I'm right in
to
front
get
of
a
him going,
glimpse.
what?
Yeah.
I feel like if you were to stand in front of him and then just reach out, that you would know his story.
And touch him. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that story,
true.
that energy would transfer to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very dangerous area to even pull. You can't pull over. Like I said, there's not even a spot to pull a car over. Yeah. So, and I tried to find him again.
Right.
Couldn't find him.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
That really.
Yeah, because he's like I said, an area you can't even go slow. I mean, if you go, you'd have to go at least 5 miles an hour to find him.
You've driven past him probably 100 times.
40 miles an hour there. So I was lucky that one day that I was backed up in traffic.
Right.
Stopped for like about 10 minutes and saw him there. So
right.
And I kept saying, "Whoa, there's got to be other things here too." It's just, you can't.
He's pretty amazing. He's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like I said, it's more than just ancient Egypt I found here in Sedona.
Oh, there's amazing things. But we have to do a quick station, a sponsor ID. I know. The job part of it. We love our sponsors and our network.
Yes, so we do. Yes, we do. We absolutely do. You are listening to The Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano, coming to you live from the beautiful city of New Orleans on 105.3 and 107.7 FM radio, as well as the Roku channel. Our guest tonight is Devera Thunderbeat. She is returning tonight. I missed her last time, so I'm so excited she's here tonight discussing her book, Sedona Faces in the Rocks, Ancient Egypt in Sedona. And she's been sharing a lot of photos with us. So if you're tuning in, you might want to go to a place where you can visually see
like our YouTube.
Yes, like our YouTube channel.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, which I was coming up to that. But since
I know.
If you're just tuning in, no worries, because you can stream our archives on any platform you normally use. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And don't forget to share us with your friends and family. The wonderful people at Folgers Coffee, thank you for your continued support and sponsoring our show. We deeply appreciate you, and we love you more than anyone else. Our fabulous banner and promo media. Thank you, Steve McGinnis, horror illustrator, fantastic artist. Steve creates commissioned pieces as well. He can do anything for you, anything you desire. He is so talented. You can find him on Facebook. We love our intro. And we'd like to thank Dr. Snick, the sonic surgeon, Justin Snicker, award-winning composer, vocalist, and musician. You can find his music on Amazon and Bandcamp. Stream him on any platform that you normally use as well. He's everywhere. And right now, you can listen to clips and watch videos because this is the season for Dr. Snick. Like, no one's better. You want to be the coolest guy on the block at Halloween? It's Dr. Snick playing on your speaker system. Think about it. Check him out on Instagram. He's dropping those videos. Those videos are so cool. They're a little bit scary, but that's what we like, right?
'Tis the season.
It is. We love spooky month. So if you're watching us on Facebook Live right now or on our YouTube channel, make sure, again, give us a like, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends and family.
Okay, so before we go to the next picture, thank you, Amelia.
Thank you.
We're going to get this question, which is in two sections. If you can do.
I'm reading his praise. I am the coolest guy on the block at Halloween.
What did he say? Go back. What did he say about geologists?
Yeah,
I'm going to read
for
that
our
right
audio
now.
Listeners. Yeah, Amelia, if you can get this.
Sure. Quick question on the geology of that area. Was that fossil you just showed? Would that have been laying down as in a grave at one time, then over time was lifted up by the earth plates shifting up?
Could be. It was like standing up, and it actually had a chest. It did have it has a chest for the whole picture, and I don't remember anything below that because then the ground and the road came in.
So,
it
and
was
if he
like
would have been underwater, because he was red, he might have been underwater and
yeah,
eroded a bit.
yeah. Well, the thing was, so it looked like it was laying down, but it was upright.
Right.
So I
Right.
don't know. It could have been anything could
Shifted.
have happened, shifted.
Well, that means he would, which it would make sense that when he says, because if he was, hold on, so to be vertical now, the individual would have lived so long ago
Yeah,
for
because
that to, yeah. But giants did, but I mean, they have evidence of giants even into this century.
Right.
Early on, there are images and even video capture of some really big individuals. I mean,
well, why
the
not?
size
If
of a
there's
dam
really
as high as a
tiny,
house.
if
You
you
know?
have pygmies, you can have giants,
Well, I agree. I agree for
right?
sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's not that far off when people speak. I think it's out of fear.
Here's another one I love. Because
Mm.
everybody who knows me knows I freaking love dragons.
Oh wow, you would love all the dragons I have in the book. Then all right. So the one on top just blew me away. I've been up, like I said, they're hidden in plain sight. I was up in this area at least a dozen times before I saw the little dragon on top.
Yeah, it's
Right.
You
beautiful.
really look, and it was only because I was there in the morning and the sun was shining and a ray of sunlight was shining right on it out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it was planned, like carved there or something, or put there on that purpose. Because right below it is like almost a circular, separate stone platform.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then he's got wings. He's got like little things on his head.
Yeah.
If you like little horns or
Yeah.
whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if you look really closely, he's very detailed.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's
And
beautiful. It's beautiful.
yeah. And has that energy of like, very strong
Mm-hmm.
and then now the one below, he's huge.
Mm-hmm.
He is a dragon and he is the gatekeeper. They told me he's the gatekeeper of the Dragon Palace. Girl,
Wow.
when you come out to visit Sedona, I'm going to show you the Dragon Palace and where all the dragons are.
Oh, that would be exceptional. I would love that.
I have some dragon stories for you. How's that?
Yes.
I love
Michelle
dragon stories.
is the mother of all dragons.
Ishmael?
Michelle is the mother of all dragons. She's
Oh.
literally the Game of
Michelle.
Thrones. Yes.
I thought you said Ishmael, and I'm like, what?
No.
Who's Ishmael? I want to know, who is this Ishmael?
Isn't Ishmael from Moby Dick?
Yeah.
Maybe that was your past life name.
I know.
Yes.
But this
I
thing
just
is-
thought it was the sailor who was defeated.
Yeah.
One of the time looks like a griffin. Yeah, it does look
Yes.
like a griffin.
You're right, Chris.
So this is interesting. Was there a fossil or a sculpture? That's really interesting.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I have to get in there up to the top of the mountain, look and see if he's got any teeth.
You know what would be nice is
Yeah.
to take a drone up there.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that
that
they
you
have-
can get that visual.
I've been trying to get a drone manned out, but they are so restricted here in Sedona. Certain areas, the areas I want to go, they don't allow the drones.
Okay.
It's so sad.
I understand it though. They're protecting their spiritual,
I don't know
their
about that.
land. Well, I'd be afraid to put a drone out there if it's that strict because they probably shoot it down.
Cat, I'm with you, Cat. I want it to be a fossil so bad.
Why couldn't it be though, Cat? We had dinosaurs, so why could we not have had dragons?
Yeah,
I don't think it's that far fetched.
No,
Right.
that's true.
I don't know. I'm the skeptic. I'm the big skeptic out of this
Find
group.
out if there are fossils on walls, but at one time that creature would have died and sank to the bottom of the ancient lake. That muddy bottom turned to
stone. Get that out of correct.
Turn to stone in the wall.
Only Wayne.
Yeah, I could really have had fun with that one, Wayne. Just saying.
Yeah, well, like they say in Monument Valley, that they're finding out that they were trees.
That's true.
Huge trees,
That's
instead
true.
of rock, instead of mountains or rock formations. So
I just like picking on him.
Okay, we're going to pull out another one. And this is another wow factor for me when I see this one. Good selection. Deborah's got it going on. She knows what we like here on the Outer Realm.
It's a great Friday Eve show.
It is. Here we go. Beautiful.
Isis.
Oh,
Just beautiful.
Okay, let me
Yes.
explain now. This is the middle picture is the walls of Egypt.
Yes.
Okay, now if you look, the headdress and a snake.
Yes.
Look at her. Now, this is the same picture, but the ones on the left, I just kind of try to make it as clear as possible.
Yes.
But there's a headdress with a snake. Look at her eye.
Yeah.
She got her arm there. Her hair. Look at the hair. It's cut straight, just like the picture.
Yeah.
You got to look really close.
Right.
And she's probably about 70, 80 feet tall. There's a cut line. See in the front of her?
Yes.
Where her arm goes? That's a cut line.
Yeah.
That is cut, and her whole body is shaped, the beautiful woman shape is all carved out like that.
Yes.
Now, here's another thing. She's right next to her husband, Osiris. Imagine that.
Funny that. Wow.
and that's not an Irish name.
There's no coincidence here.
It's like I'm here every night. Thank you. I have to do the comic relief.
I know.
Because I know somewhere I have friends who are Irish and I know how they are, and somewhere they're trying to make claim to Osiris right now.
What?
I have friends who are Irish, and right now they're trying to make some kind of claim.
What they have found in Ireland, that they found more ancient Egyptian DNA, more so than they have right now in Egypt.
Now I'm not going to hear the end of it.
That's very interesting.
That's where the Osiris comes from.
Well, I think that when if they had to fled, they might have went there, or
you never know.
They were there first, and then they went to Egypt. I mean, it was Atlantis is all over the world.
If they went north from there, they would end up.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Here's one that I did not. Oh, this is it here, right here. I think. Okay, got him. We have one more that we're going to pull out, which is Anubis.
Oh,
Anubis, the mighty Anubis. I know.
I think I sent you Sekhmet too.
I love Anubis. Funny that. There we go.
That's Anubis. He lost his ears. That's from page from my book. He lost his ears. And I have a very fascinating, really fun story I tell on my drive tour on how I found him. And it was because I had a statue from Egypt, and I had it on the floor. And one day he just fell over for no reason and lost his ears. Now, this is before I found him in the rocks. And I went, oh my God. So I said, no. So I glued his ears back on, right? 3 days later, I swear to God, 3 days later, the ears are missing. Nowhere to be found. I couldn't find him anywhere. And I'm like, this is very, very strange. And then I think it was less than a week later, I found him in the rocks. And I went, oh my, that is what you're trying to tell me, that you're here and you lost your ears.
Wow.
That's how magical this.
That's a synchronicity. Yeah. That's something you seem to have a lot of this happen to you, having your attention drawn into certain directions, because it's like how much of this is all around us, but we just don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I pay attention. The spirit, the guidance. You don't have to sit there and read into it. It's like, well, why did that happen? Okay. And then boom, things, we put the pieces of the puzzle together and it's like, okay, now I get it. And
right. I love it though.
You're being led. You're being guided, and it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah. So
and you're paying attention. A lot of people are being guided and they're not paying attention.
Yeah, because they have the blinders on and they don't believe. And then I'm open. I'm very I'm very open.
So what do you say to people who are the big naysayers and say it's all pareidolia? Because every industry's got that guy.
Oh yeah.
Pareidolia.
I've actually, before my friends saw my book, they said the same thing. They go, "Oh, it's pareidolia, whatever that And then I handed them the book, and they went, "Oh, wait a minute, this is more than
Right, this is a thing."
Yeah, so
Right.
I got proof. Okay,
Right.
I got the photos. It's not like, oh, kind of looks like. No, I mean, I've taken, just to do that book, I've taken 10,000 pictures. Okay,
Wow.
and I said, okay, to put this book together for people that are skeptical, I'm going to get the most clearest pictures out of all the 10,000. So I have a lot, even ton more pictures I could put into a book. But I just made it the clearest as possible, and there is no doubt when people look, they're like stunned, and their mouth drops. I watch them.
But that's pretty incredible when you can make a believer out of a non-believer.
Yeah.
Right? Because it just means that you've done your job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. I mean, and what's a beautiful thing is, after I take my people on tour, I love when they always say this. They said, "I will never look at rocks the same again." So,
yes.
Yeah.
I love that. I'll never look at rocks the same again.
Yeah.
No.
They'll be looking for faces. I mean, I've traveled all over the world and looking at the rocks and faces and things, and I have found more faces in the rocks here in Sedona than any place I've ever been. Oh, and a friend of mine, I've heard of, there's Little Egypt in Phoenix, which is 2 hours south of here. They call it Little Egypt, and it's in the Superstitious Mountains, and they have found ancient Egyptian relics there. So we're talking 2 hours south in Phoenix, 2 hours north, Grand Canyon, 3 hours north, Lake Powell, all around Sedona. They have found ancient Egyptian artifacts or statues or hieroglyphs. Mm-hmm. And then in Superstitious Mountains, they have it hidden. They didn't want, it's hush hush, but they have a little section of it called Little Egypt.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they want it hidden. That's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Do you think that, because if you look at the Grand Canyon, you go in and you see this Grand Hall that pretty much mimics the Grand Hall of the Great Pyramid.
Yeah.
Do you think there's anything like that hidden in the mountains, in those mountains? Do you think there's that discovery waiting to be found in Sedona?
In Sedona?
Yeah.
Probably. There's a lot of caves here. I mean, there's a ton of caves, and I just don't go into caves. I'm not a cave person. I get a little creeped out.
Oh, really? Well, we could take you through the caves.
Well, you guys can go. How's that?
Okay. I was like, "No way. I'm not going anywhere."
I'm claustrophobic, and I can walk through caves. I feel very safe.
Yeah. It's just I can feel the energies, and it's when it's dark, it's dark. So
so we're the opposite. The darkness lures us. Yeah. It's the one place I don't feel the claustrophobia. Anything natural, I don't feel it. I feel it in places like elevators, small rooms, but not in natural places.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've been in caves, but they have lit. They're lit up. So
I think part of it is a lot of these ancient people were aware of natural portals and vortices and vortexes, and they knew where the power spots were, and they settled around those power spots. Mm-hmm. So Sedona is a mega power spot. Let's face it. It's got huge extraterrestrial activity and sightings and huge, power spots, energy flowing any given time. It only stands to reason that these ancient cultures would have settled there, would have taken the time to leave those.
It's definitely a galactic space port right here. Definitely. I really picked that up. Oh, and I have a story for you that I have almost forgot. Drumbelow Melchizedek, the Flower of Life Osiris guy. Okay, I'm surprised you don't know him. He's been around like 30, 35 years. Hundreds of books, or not hundreds, but a lot of
I know him to see him.
Yeah, it's the Flower of Life book. He was very famous. I don't know, 25 years ago. But the point is, he told me a story that they went to the northern rim of the Grand Canyon to Isis Temple, what it's called, Isis Temple. They climbed it. You were not supposed to go there. They snuck in there. There was 3 of them. So he said, shh. You know, well, he was a while ago, but they went in and they went through this doorway of the temple, and there was 2 chambers in there. And one lady, he was with I think, I'm not sure. He said 3 people, but one of the ladies or whatever he said went through one of the doorways and disappeared for an hour.
Okay, right there. We've heard stories like this before. That is fascinating.
Okay, so one day she came back. She was nervous, you know, shaken, very shaken, and he goes, "Well, what happened?" She goes, I just went to Egypt. It was a portal to Egypt."
Ha!
And I asked him, I said, "Was it now Egypt or past Egypt?" And he said, "Now Egypt."
Where's that portal? Because that flight is way too long.
You go look online, Isis Temple, northern rim of the Grand Canyon.
I want to walk through that portal.
Yeah. So when you were mentioning the vortexes and
this is how they were coming and going.
This is exactly. This is their going. There are portals everywhere.
Yeah,
like
it makes sense.
I feel like I'm being pulled down inside the rocks, and there's some of them are perfect circles, and they're in the rocks here, and they're like filled with sand, so they're filled up. You know, they're hidden. They're like, you know, but you can stand on them and feel the energy.
I'm gonna die right now because this is no disrespect to what you're saying right now, but literally in Search for Natural, they use a sandbox to get to heaven.
What?
Yes.
What
just saying, the portal. They use a sandbox to get to heaven in a portal.
Oh, that's
so. I'm just saying that's a little bit, you know, like when you think about it.
I just got chills on that.
Yeah.
You have to watch it. There's a lot of similarities in there.
Oh,
but so do you think like there were some ancient cultures that would bury their, you know, their monuments and their villages to not be found when they would move on, or if they knew natural disaster was coming, they would sometimes fill it all in. Do you think this was naturally filled in? Or do you think, because I mean, especially I guess if it was underwater, was that part of the Grand Canyon ever underwater? Or do you think that they might have done it on purpose because it was a gateway?
They did it on purpose because it's just too much. Okay, here's how to explain it. The rocks, okay, they're really, you got to climb, let's say, 45 minutes to get to this portal. And the portal's huge. I don't know. Let's see, about... it's perfectly round, the one I'm talking about. Perfectly round, and it's probably about 4 to 5 feet wide. Perfect circle. And there's no sand up there, but just inside this portal. So
they just come flooding through the portal from Egypt? Or they pop up in the desert somewhere? That's a curiosity. I know it might sound like a funky question, but seriously, where do you come out on the other side?
Oh my God.
Sandstorm?
How do you get back?
I don't know.
How do you get back home?
Like I said, there's female portals. They go down inside the mountains, and then there are ones that go out. So
that's crazy.
So I'm sure there's I see a lot of ships coming out of the sides of the mountains here, like out of nowhere. I was like, what? Where did that come from? You know, I've been in broad daylight. We're talking broad daylight. You know.
Yeah. Again, there's lots of sightings out there because there are tour groups out there that will go and take you on tours to see UFO tours and see E5s and things like that. That's pretty popular out that way also, right?
It is. I have 3 friends that do it. I have that I know that do it, and I've been with all 3 of them, and we always see in 1 hour, we see, no exaggeration, we see 40 or 50 ships in 1 hour.
If they're interested in coming on the show and doing a show and talking about the stories, we'd love to hear it. Our people love UFO stories. As you know, it's how we started out with you.
Yes.
You're
I
going
can get
to
you. I can
Zoom.
get you some names.
I
Okay.
would love that. Yeah, if
Oh,
they're
yeah.
interested, we'd love it. We'd love it. And be good promotion too, you
And
know.
we've got video, night vision video kind of stuff too.
Beautiful.
yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
beautiful. Well, I mean, I think I say it's Sedona's gift that keeps on giving on many levels, but the whole historical aspect of this is fascinating to me. I wonder what would happen when you speak of night vision. Have they ever caught some of these portals on night vision? Because it's all energy. Like you would see something like that, I would think.
I don't know if they've mentioned that, but I have seen portals here open up in the daytime
Wow.
because I know them since I constantly looking at the rocks and know the rocks very well.
Right.
And I remember down, and I think I have pictures. I'm sure I took pictures of it. There was this one area I went, look at that. It's a perfect square doorway that is open that was never there before. And I used to have a friend that lived down there. So I would go down there at least once or twice a week, hang out with them. And I never saw that before. And I remember I went back the next day and it was closed. But it was open for at least, I don't even know. As I know it was open for a good hour. I went there, saw that. I went, that's open.
And
That's
how big was it? Like
I
enough
left.
for a big enough for a plane or a person
Yeah.
or
Well,
wow.
the doorway was huge. It was,
Yeah.
I would say you could fit a car in there. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I'm not
Wow.
sure about a plane, but I know a car.
That's
But so I
crazy.
went there. Then I went back, picked up some friends, went back, and it was still open. So I know it was open for a while. And then the next day, I said I was so fascinated. I go, is it open or am I seeing things? I wanted to make sure. Went out there the next day, it was closed. So
Now, could you actually capture it when you took photos? Because sometimes you just, no matter how hard you try, you can't capture that thing. It's an energy thing. You
yeah,
cannot,
no,
no matter what, get it.
it looked like a just like when you open up a door and it was dark, you know.
Right, right.
And I was watching to see if anything was coming out, but you know, and it was pretty far away.
Still
A
cool.
mountain range where you cannot hike, you
Right.
know, but you could see it from the road
Right.
on this back road, not a main road, on the back
Right.
road. And it was like, I'm telling you, it was a perfect square doorway. It was almost perfect. I was like, what? And
I love that though.
it couldn't see how far back it went, but it was pitch black in there. So
That is insane.
yeah.
But I love it. It's just it would be Sedona. I mean, I know there's you know, I've been fortunate, you know, to travel so many amazing parts of the world. And since having the show and talking with so many different people such as yourself, now it's like I feel that I didn't make the most out of my vacations
Oh no.
because I feel like now I want to go out because I love the mountains. I mean, I go to mountain ranges, you know, when I was in Transylvania, spent time in the Carpathians, I was in Scotland, I spent time in the Highlands.
Oh, I love mountains
freaking love
too.
mountains.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, why the hell was I not looking for something?
Well,
with more
maybe you're
substance?
meant to go back, Michelle. Like you're supposed to go back with this knowledge so you could find
Maybe.
something else.
Yes.
Maybe.
And I'll be right there with you.
I know. We'll go see Devera. Say, all right. Where's that portal?
With me, go to maybe I'll go to Ireland with you because that's been on my bucket list. I see New Grange. So.
There we go. Okay, we could do that. That would be fun.
Grange is a portal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to. I would love to. You know, just be a rebel and go. You know, to some of these spots. That like, don't go to that spot because there's. You know, might just disappear and find yourself in Egypt the fast way. There's got to be places. I know there's places like that they're not restricted like that because a lot of these ancient temples that are open to the public to go and visit as tourists are power spots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why all these ancient monuments were built there.
There is
ley lines, yeah.
You know,
everywhere.
Go hug a monolith. You know, like the monolith that your friend was taking a picture with.
Mm-hmm.
You think they just stick these things out in the middle of nowhere for nothing?
No.
Like, there's something to
It's
that.
marking something, yeah.
That's what I say.
Mhm.
I don't know, ladies. Wine and portal hunting?
Well, we have street signs, and I believe then they had monoliths, you know?
They had
Enter
all kinds of
here,
things.
exit here.
Well, the ancients built their structures over power spots. And
Yeah.
the church came along, or whenever, culture would come along
Covered them up.
and assimilate another culture into their own, they still built. A lot of these churches are built over old
Cathedrals are
temples.
built over ley lines. Sorry.
Yep.
For sure.
Cathedrals are, yeah, in Italy, the
Or ancient
cathedraals,
power
and
spots,
France.
That's
or
right.
ancient
Ley
power
lines
buildings.
are nicknamed Highway of the Dead because energy, energy lines, right? Energy is energy. When you're energy, you can zip across. I remember one of the cities that I lived in, they would do tours there, historical tours, ghost tours. And they had a ley line that went right through their city hall. And the city hall staff would be like, oh my God, you look out in that courtyard, because there was a big courtyard with a fountain, which just amped up everything. They said, and all of a sudden, like, any given time, at least a handful of times a year, you could look out in the courtyard. If we were working late at night or in the winter, because it's dark, faster. I don't know why. At one time it was during the day. They woke up at one time and saw an entire village,
What?
like horses and carts and the whole 9 yards. I'm going, come on.
Timeline portal.
Mhm.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, it was a something.
Wow.
And they once a year they would come on a tour. They'd say, okay, we want to do a tour with you, like the whole staff from City Hall. And that's how I would get all my information.
Wow.
Based on all these people and what some of the things that they were seeing, and they could collaborate it because it wasn't just one person that would see it. So in the time, like in probably the 15 years that I did tours there, I bet you they had maybe 5 or 6 occurrences where they could definitively, where there were many of them that would see it. So I don't know, there's something.
No, they couldn't film it, or
Well, you never knew what was going to happen.
and it was quick.
Like they'd be working, and all of a sudden, they'd go out to the copy machine or the coffee machine and look out the window. There's something going on. You're just like, are we filming a movie here? What's all of this?
Wow.
And people would capture photographs there and all kinds of stuff. People in period clothing, everything.
Right.
Like busy, like things are just going on.
Well, the pyramids in Egypt are portals. I mean, I had.
Yes.
I don't know if I told you the story where that was in the middle pyramid. That's actually my favorite. It's the Stargate. Totally a Stargate.
Right.
And I was toning in there with this girl, and I did I tell you this story? I forget.
I think you did the last time you were on the show, yeah.
So we were in there, and I thought that we were in there 10 minutes, and it was like an hour and a half.
Right.
And we totally missed time, and everybody was moving at 120,000 miles an hour.
Wow.
Like fast forward on a movie camera.
Right.
And we were just sitting there meditating and toning, and I'm seeing these people move that quick, and I'm like, well, some timeline on here. And then we get outside we went by horseback, and the guy was yelling at us going, you said you were going to be there 10 minutes, 15. And you went in there an hour and a half, and I'm like, really? That's a portal.
They've got to be used to that. Right?
Well, we didn't tell them anything. We were just, at that moment, we were still trying to figure out what the hell just happened there.
Right.
So we didn't even discuss it with him. It was like, well, I thought it was 10, 15 minutes. That's all I said to him,
Right.
And then we got home and, to our hotel room, and we talked about it. It's like, yeah, we must have definitely shifted into another dimensional portal.
That is pretty interesting, though. I love it. And unfortunately, we're at the top of the hour, and I know it
flies.
It does.
You're having fun, huh?
I know.
2 months is a long time.
It is, but darn it, it's not quite. Is it quite 2 months now?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's December.
It's actually probably exactly 2 months. Oh, boo! But it is going to be a fantastic segment. I have no doubt. Questions are already sort of popping in, and I'm making you all wait. Okay, that's it. So, anyway,
let's talk about a film or whatever, and
sorry.
filming.
Yes. Email me. Yeah, email me. Like I have a friend who I think might be interested in doing this. So I'll figure out. I'd have to find out because he's finishing up another project or just finishing up another project. So I can try to get that information and present it. So I could definitely go a little further with you on that. It would be a pleasure.
Yeah.
So, but thank you for joining us. This was
Malia, you're awesome. Nice to meet you.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I can't wait.
I love both of you. You girls are
I love you.
I'm so proud of both of you.
You fit right in with our crazy. So I love you for that.
You calling Devera crazy?
It is normal. It is normal for us. What is normal?
Now visit me. We're gonna have a big party on the rocks. So.
Oh my god!
All right, I'm down.
I'm buying.
That's it. I'm gonna sit on top of that dragon.
I'll get that drone up there somehow.
Take a picture of that one. Will you riding the dragon? Okay.
Oh my god!
Oh boy, that thing better take me through a portal because they'll arrest me.
Don't worry, I've got a great bondsman.
There we go. All right, darling.
Don't ask how, but anyways.
Thank you. And I will be in touch as always.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
You too.
Thank
Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Well, boy, that went by fast. And big thank you to Devara Thunderbeat, who's just exceptional. And thank you for all that show and tell. Wow on that. That's all I have to say. So big thank you to her. Big thank you to Folgers Coffee for sponsoring our show tonight and every night. Big thank you to Dr. Snick, the man behind our intro. Big thank you to Steve McGinnis, the man behind our banners. Tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, holy crud, next week. Yeah, it's Thursday. We're weekend. All right.
It's
look at
Friday
me.
Eve.
Wednesday night, we welcome for the very first time Ryan Peterson. He's the author of 2 books, The Final Nephilim and The Judgment of the Nephilim. Basically, who are these characters who have just a few passages devoted to them in the Old and New Testaments? Are they different than the people who keep reappearing as heads of government today? How, are they identified? How do they identify themselves? Is there hope for humanity? There's a whole bunch of stuff with that. So, which is pretty fascinating. Thursday night, still on the fence. With any luck, who knows? Maybe you'll have another bit of time with Amelia and I, or maybe we'll have a special guest. But that's yet to be determined. So we'll see. Anyway, have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and we will see you all next week. Thanks to everybody in chat who just makes it that much more fun. We appreciate you, and oh, shut up, Wayne.
I got one for her. It's red and black.
Shut up. Anyway, good night, everybody. Have a good weekend.